what is meant for you will always come to you. Yes, hear that again. What is meant for you will always come to you. Or if you want to hear it in other words, destiny will always catch up. This is something that you hear people say quite often. Something happens and then people say that, yeah, this was so meant for you. And if something does not come in your reality, or there's something that you want so badly but you don't get it, and there are always the wiser friends or loved ones, they always tell you, no, this was never meant for you. What does that actually mean? Is it connected to destiny? Is it connected to what is it that we signed up for? Is it connected to that? There are so many different ways to look at it, but at the core of it, it is very simple. What is meant for you will always come to you. You do not have to chase it, you do not have to look for it in different directions. And I believe sometimes you don't even know what is meant for you. The higher ups, whoever is out there, they know better, and they give you what needs to come to you at the right time, in the right way, in the right method, however it is that they orchestrate it. And that's how it happens. Let me walk with me on a story. This is a story about a little girl. So let's explore how destiny plays out for this little girl. So imagine there is a little girl who loves to paint. She's a child. She's all children. If you see, even right from kindergarten, the first thing that they try to teach you is color, with the coloring books and crayons and things like that. And the children, that's how they learn. Their cognitive functions enhance with color. With color, it's colors also part of a therapy, but their cognitive functions enhance with their coloring books and with whatever it is that they do. So from childhood, this is introduced to children. And there is this little girl who loved to color, but it's just kindergarten. And then she goes higher up, but she loves to color, she loves to paint. And it is a joy that she would feel within. But obviously, she's a child, she doesn't know how to analyze that emotion. So she continues to color, and she continues to enjoy the coloring classes and the art classes and things like that. But at the same time, as she goes higher up in her education, she's extremely good at what she does. She's extremely good in her class, in her academics, to the point that probably she was maybe in the top 5 of the class, or probably top 5 of the school, or whatever. So whatever subject she was in, she was really good at it. She was above and beyond good. So she and that gave a lot of pride to herself and her family as well. Now imagine this girl has a sibling as well, and the sibling is completely opposite, always getting into trouble, always going above and beyond the boundaries to do to do everything that this sibling is not meant to do. So the entire pressure is put on this little girl, to since she is the performative child, and she understands that, and she absorbs that pressure within herself. So right from childhood, she understands within that I have to perform, I have to keep my family happy, because I see the kind of balance that comes about in my family by my achievements, by doing whatever it is that makes them happy. So I will continue doing that happy, because that's the world she is in and that's what she knows. So she continues with her academics, and she starts doing and she continues doing really well in her academics. She wins a lot of certificates, and she goes for competitions and gets trophies, and is acknowledged within the school, and the parents are acknowledged, and you have these parent teacher meetings and things like that, and she's doing really well. But at the same time, in the school, you have all these art classes, and she's doing her art as well, for herself, quietly, silently, without announcing, but she's doing her art because she knows within that it is giving her tremendous inner happiness. Her inner child is just in heaven, let me put it that way. And the school continues, and she grows up from a child into a teenager. As a teenager, she continues doing well, and she does well in all the major exams in the school where she has to go from primary to elementary to, I don't know, higher education, and she really does well. But she never gives up on her art. She continues to create art. She continues to create whatever it was her method of creating. Maybe it's sculpting, maybe it's painting, whatever it is. She never ever quit on it, and she showed up for that very silently, very quietly. And the family also said, that's good, because wow, we have this gifted child who's good in academics, who's good in creativity. I mean, what more could the family want? And it's extra on that child because the other one is, by this time, the other one has really gone off the scales. So the pressure is quadrupled on this little girl. She's still a little girl because she's living in that pressure throughout. And as she grows later into her teenage, she realizes that there are some expectations on her because she's obviously academically so well. So she's expected to do, I don't know, become some great scientist or something like that. That's what the family expects. That's what the neighbors expect. That's what all the family friends, the friends of this little girl, everybody thinks, wow, this one is going to become like something that um, most of the people aspire, scientist or some great engineer or something like that. But somewhere she snaps. It happens. How much pressure can this girl carry? So somewhere along her teenagers, she's still a good person. She's still a good soul. She never quit on her art, but she diverts in her path. All the academic pressure that was put on her, she something snaps and she says, I can't do it anymore. And she just takes on another path where she quits on, she just dumps all the pressure that no, this cannot be. This is not me. And maybe she was just being rebellious, maybe she that was her way of acting up, which is fine. It's not like she went into any bad habits and bad company and started doing things that, you know, extreme things. No, she was fine. She was just rebellious in on the path that was externally chosen for her, and she said, no, this is not my path. I don't want to reach the sky. i just want to I just want to be. And deep within her silence, she knew that my art is the only way that I can be. But she was not loud or anything. She was just silently rebellious. She continues with her art. She continues to take her subjects that are aligned with whatever it is that she felt would propel her into more of the peace that she already feels within. And she continues doing that. Family, of course, is upset because they have this star child, and now they have two children who have shattered the entire possibility of a dream that can be fulfilled. One is obviously gone off kilter, and the second one has suddenly decided, no, this is not for me. Well, too bad. They just have to deal with it, because at least they know that, okay, the path is diverted, but it's not gone in the extreme pits of it. It's not gone into the abyss. So they are okay. They're fine. They're like, okay, she's our little girl. Her happiness matters to us more than anything. And she continues doing that. And somewhere she finds peace because that entire pressure is off her. And life goes on without realizing, without the pressure of being something extraordinary. She starts to live a normal life. By that I mean she moves ahead in life. She reaches an age where she meets somebody, she starts a family, and she is just engulfed in that routine, in that life, um, in that possibility that she chose for herself, living a normal life. And she got busy with that, but she did not give up on her art, because somewhere that it was anchored so deep within her right from the time that she was a child, that she could not give it up even if she wanted to. So there was an extraordinary force that would compel her to be creative, to create, continue to create. Don't give up on it, no matter what happens, no matter. And a lot of challenges, of course, came up in her life later on, because it's a normal life, and normal life challenges come up. You don't have to be extraordinary to confront challenges. You don't have to be below the radar to confront challenges. Everybody has challenges in life, hurdles in life, hardships in life. We all have them. So she continues as well to live this normal life with the challenges, hurdles, hardships, all of those things. But she never quit on her art. She continued to create. And nobody thought of it was just something like, okay, it's just something that she does. It makes her happy, so let her do it. It was never taken seriously. Neither did she take it seriously, because the entire time she just did it because there was a calling from within, and it gave her peace. And she knew that peace from way before, when even the understanding of what peace means is anchored within a child or a human being. She continued. She created because it gave her peace. She created because it gave her joy. She had all these challenges. Maybe she had she maybe she had, I don't know, health problems, or so many derails. She was derailed on her path so many times, but she created. No matter what the circumstance was, in whichever way, possible way that she could create, she continued to create. And this went on for her for her entire adult life, I would say, for as long as she was in the normal life, a decade, 2 decades, whatever it is. Let's take it 2 decades. She does this, and by that time, in 2 decades, she has come to a stage in her life where, let's say, she has her children have grown up, and they have left. So the nest is empty. Now what? The her entire world revolved around this normal life of um, just being just being a part of a family, a community. And she was the anchor. She was everything to that family, and her world revolved around that. And now suddenly the nest is empty and she's all alone. But she's fine. She's really fine, because she says, it's okay, I always had peace within me throughout everything, throughout all the trials and tribulations and hardships and ups and downs of life. I was always anchored. That's what she felt for herself, and she was fine. There is a little void, but it wasn't such a big void. It wasn't an abyss. So she continued to create. She continued to create. That's what she knew. That's all she knew. And because she had a little extra time to spare for herself, she started randomly, without any expectations, without any hope, without any ambition, without any aggression, just started putting up her creations out into the world with no expectations of anything in return. That's what she did. And as destiny would play out, she was appreciated, acknowledged, received so beautifully from that community of her creative field. They started they started reciprocating the appreciation back to her. And then the journey continued. She started at networking more, she started creating more, but from the same core, without losing her bearing. Because decades of existing in that frequency is what was her stability. So no matter what kind of appreciation or acknowledgement she received, she was always balanced. She knew at the core, I will still continue doing exactly what it is that gives me peace. Just because I have 10 people appreciating me doesn't mean I get carried away, doesn't mean she got carried away. She continued. But and in that process, because she was anchored to her true self, it manifested, not that she manifested, but just the journey manifested in so many different directions, in such a way that, besides being acknowledged, she was, how do I put it, she was probably seen maybe globally, or however it is, but in a larger scale, in the same scale She was acknowledged, received, seen in the same scale that her family or neighbors, friends, everyone expected her to reach had she been an extraordinary scientist or whatever it is that they wanted her to be. So, this was her path of expectation, and they knew she has the capacity to reach this level. But because of how destiny played out, she has reached the same platform but from a different path. That was the irony of it. She is at that level today. Possibly she received, she is there, she knows it. The world knows it, the family knows it, everyone knows it. And everyone is like, wow, how did this happen? We never thought it would ever play out like this. And she never thought that something like this is even possible. But because she is a peaceful person, she sat and she reflected everything, every part of her journey. She did realize that destiny has caught up to her in the most unexpected way. Not for a second, not for a minute, not for a day in her life did she think that she would reach a particular platform in her life just because she showed up for something that she never wanted to quit. Not art, her inner peace, her method of staying anchored in her inner frequency of peace. And she showed up for that throughout, for herself, and because it was a higher calling, possibly. Because something like this happens, there's always someone else orchestrating a lot of things. But that act of hers created a vibration through her frequency before she even realized what it was, from her childhood, possibly. And that frequency from the back somewhere where she didn't know was always tethered to the frequency from above. And that is what, where that frequency, imagine a frequency is flowing up, that is where her destiny was woven. And she didn't know, because there was a lot of action happening on this side, and destiny caught up to her. It took decades, but it caught up to her. And what was meant for her came to her. She did not chase for it. She did not run after it. She did not even have the ambition for it. But it came to her. And it came in the exact same platform that was expected for her, but in a different way. Expectations versus reality is pretty much the same. So that's what I wanted to say. Destiny always catches up to all of us. We may not know what is written in the destiny, or we may figure it out if we listen to the soul, if we are connected within ourselves, if we are connected to whoever is up there, whoever it is you believe in. If you connect, if you stay in that faith, in that belief, without expectations, um, without without the, how do I say it, without the need to know how it's going to play out, you let it go. You still continue doing what it is you're doing. Life life does take over. Life expects you to show up in every possible way. This was just the one way that this little girl showed up for herself. But there are other ways also. It's not that she gave up on everything else. She showed up for everything else. She was always there for her family, her children that, have left the nest. She was there for them every day. But what was meant for her, truly, truly, truly meant for her, from the core, that she always said, no, this is it. I will never give up on that core. Destiny said, okay, fine. You will still you will still get what is meant for you. But this is the method that you chose, and it's come to you in that way. So that's what I wanted to say. However it is that you think destiny will play out, it may not play out in that way, but it will come to you. It will not go to anybody else, and it will not come to you. It will come. It's inevitable. You have to have that. You just have to have that inner, let the inner silence take over this part of your life. Just let it take over and it'll be fine. You'll be fine. That's what I'm, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I felt like expressing with this message, that destiny will always catch up. Don't think about the time so much and don't beat yourself up so much either. It will catch up. So I hope this message reaches you when you need to hear it, and I do hope that it kind of feels a little, I don't know, just keep the faith. That's all I can say. So until the next time, let's see what I come up with. Thank you for staying with me on this journey, I would say.